Okay, guys. This is part 2. Now, let me. Like I just said in the other video, I just did a little bit of background on some of the symptoms and causes, and just touched a little bit on some of the problems as I see it with anger and bitterness in we women. Now, women, here's how we're going to be a vital part in what I see taking place in the Black community, what needs to take place. Number one, and this is really in no specific order, but number one, we need to take care of ourselves, health-wise. We need to eat better. We need to get off pork. We need to limit beef, put beef way down. Do your best to get off meat, period. Increase your fruits and vegetables instead of those canned vegetables and so forth. Get yourself some frozen vegetables. Increase your juices. Get off of the sodas, the snack food so much. I'm gonna be the first to admit I'm a junk food junkie. But there are alternatives to chips. There's alternatives to ice cream. There's an alternative to everything. Find it and go the natural, healthy way. Eat your nuts and your berries and things like that. That's going to help, because women, we have a horrible problem, especially Black women, with taking care of everybody else and not taking care of ourselves. We will take care of everybody and neglect our own selves. We have high blood pressure, we have high heart disease, stress, depression, so much that plagues the Black woman. And these things have to be dealt with. You deal with it through health, through diet. You deal with it through getting your emotions in check. Just like I said in the first video, we will not tap into our emotions and find out what's going on with it. Some of us have straight tornadoes and storms going on inside our hearts, minds, and spirits. That needs to be dealt with. We need to look within, find some forgiveness. Quit being mad at Jim, John, Terry, Michael, Jeff, and Hugo. Quit being mad at everybody. Quit being so angry. Find that place of peace and forgiveness. Get your spirit life together. We need to get our spirit life together. Do some research, please. Do some research on white Jesus, Christianity, the whole history behind all of that, because it's not good for us as a people. Find a spiritual source and go that way. I'm not going to tell you where. I'm not going to tell you what. Find a spiritual source and go take that spiritual path. Get out of religion. Leave religion, all of them, alone, because they are traps, they are setups, they are man-made. They're no good for us. They keep us mind numb and brain dead. That's the next piece of advice. Read history. Read books. Not just Black history. Read white history. Read the history of America. Read the history of how when Europeans went into all of these other different lands and took over and things that they did. You need to know both sides, because what's history and what has happened and what's true and what's real is not racist. It is what it is. Now, you have people who will call you racist when you bring out the truth and when you show them these things and these facts, and they're doing it to shut you up. They're doing it to shame you, and they're doing it hopefully so that you could shut up. White people, Europeans here in America know their history better than anybody, and should be very flat blanket honest. They glory in it. They love it. They feel that they are the victors. They feel that they run and rule the world. They feel that they're gods because everything was in their favor. And everything wasn't in their favor. They got things that they got through lying, trickery, deceit, and sneaking up on people with a whole bunch of ammunition and artillery, coming upon people who had lands and no way to protect it. Indigenous people who were trying to fight artillery with rocks and sticks. If you call that a fair fight, then okay, I guess you're the victor. You know. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Read that stuff, learn that stuff, please. That's going to help you. It's going to help your children. Teach your children. Stop putting your children's lives into the hands of just the American school system. It's your responsibility as a parent. Back in the old days, back from way back when, it has always been the elders and the community leaders and the parents who taught the children. I understand that there are school systems now, but we understand also the history of that. If you don't know much about that, read The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. It's an excellent book. Every black person, every teacher, all that needs to read that book. But especially black people. And, find these books, find these sources, educate yourself, pick better men. That's the next thing, It's it's your body and it's your right to do with it whatever you want to, but you need to remember consequences, We all go for what we like, what we see, what's nice to the eye. We do that. What we hear with our ears, what sounds good to it. We do that, and it's not always good for us. Usually we learn, hopefully we learn before we get bitter and angry and just write off all men. Because what we need to, like I say, come to the realization of is that we picked them. Plain and simple. All of the bad men in my life that hurt me, that did whatever they did to me, I can't sit and hate on them and be bitter and just call them whatever names and their dogs and their what, because I picked them. And I have to own that, and I have to realize what was going on in my life. Why did I pick them? What was I looking for? What did they give me? What did they teach me? You have to take some personal responsibility. I can't blame all men for the hurt that I experienced in my life, and you can't either. It's not good for you either. You got to find some forgiveness for yourself. So all this hurt, angry, bitter, whatever, you're gonna have to find peace with that. Okay, we talked about taking care of yourself, your spiritual life, your health. We talked about just now about letting go of anger and forgiveness and then unforgiveness. You have to heal the community. We, the women, are usually the pillars. We are the teachers. We are the ones who everybody looks to as mama, as grandma, as big mama, as auntie, whoever. That's us, And so the community comes to us. The community looks to us. The community is not coming to Big Mama for advice to lay on her lap and to get some good old cooking or whatever and to just feel better and just to talk about history and whatever from a woman who looks like Beyonce. That is not going to happen. We need to get back to being respectable again. Are you saying Beyonce not respectable? Yeah, I'm saying Beyonce is not respectable. I'm saying Beyonce is not the image that the black woman needs to be respected, to be listened to. No man is going to listen to a woman half naked because he's too busy looking at her body. No man is going to respect a woman who doesn't have anything in her head. I mean, how is he going to have some dialogue when the only thing she's talking about is rap music, makeup, clothes, and money, and all her problems? Got to get something in our heads. We have to stop using these celebrities as role models. We know the black woman's body is beautiful. We know we are beautiful women. We know this, We know that, to be very, very honest, we are the most desired women on the planet. Dark-skinned women, African-American women, black women. Everybody mimics us and wants to look like us. We know that. We see that. We don't even have to talk about the collagen and them, you know, getting the big butt implants and the breast implants. I mean, they're trying to get our bodies. So what we need to do is to go back to who we used to be. Back when we were the bomb and didn't even know it. Back when, yeah, they called our hair nappy, but they really wanted it, you know. We have allowed, what do you call that? Them to psychologically just mind screw us. They tell us you're not pretty, and then they go because they want to look at you. Just like a 3-year-old on the playground. Oh, I don't want to play with you. You're ugly. You stink. When in reality, they wish they could be your friend. They wish they could be you. But we have given over to the hype that we're ugly, we're no good, we're too this, we're too that. We look at the statistics. Well, statistics say that most black women won't ever get married, and black women this, and black women can't do this in society, and black women are the lowest in this, and black women are the... That's their statistics. I mean, can we think for a minute? Can we get our minds together and think? Those are their statistics. Their statistics are designed to make us feel bad about ourselves, to make our men feel bad about us, to make us mad and hateful and angry about our men. The black man isn't a good father. The black man lazy. The black man has no ambition. The black woman is better than the black man. It's all about competition. And it's all about breaking up black community, breaking up black union, and creating no more black babies. Here, if you don't have a man, then here, you can be with a woman. That's your alternative. That's what you could do. It's too much for me to go off into homosexual stuff, because it's just there's way too many avenues on it. But maybe you need to read up on some of the psychology of homosexuality and some of the background of it and how people used to think about it and why and so forth. And what we need to do is we need to start looking at all of this history, or all of these things that America tells you is okay and acceptable, and things that you need to do. So you're going to be a better person if you do this. You'll have sexual freedom. If you show your breasts, it's sexual freedom. If you take your clothes off, it's sexual freedom. If you sleep with any man you want to. But look how everyone else looks at you when you exercise all that sexual freedom. And then when you get really down to the bottom line of it, what kind of freedom do you have? To sleep with anybody? You could do that anyway. Sexual freedom is being able to control your body, being able to stop making babies with men who are not going to take care of them, and then having the children hurt when it all comes down to it. Sexual freedom is the right to put on anything you want to put on and still look good in it, and still own it, and still be boss, and still know you look good in a paper sack. Stop. Unless it's something that you like to do. Stop letting them tell you that you need to, dress this way and do this and wear these big, huge earrings to be noticed, and you got to do this, and you have to have an attitude. You got to roll your neck a certain way. That's not black. We need to stop letting them define our culture and tell us who we need to be. We need to go back to who we used to be. When you forget your past, you forget your history, you forget your heritage, you forget your culture. No animal. Let me make this last comparison before I cut this video off. You take a bear out of his habitat and put him in a cage and start feeding him bones and start petting him and giving him dog food and everything. You're basically treating him like a dog. You're trying to let him go fetch sticks and all this kind of stuff. You might eventually train him to do it just because he's a smart bear. You might be able to eventually do it. And when you continue to do it generation after generation, you might have a breed of bears or whatever that might think that they're dogs. Same thing with with anything that you take out of its natural habitat and groom to be something else that it's completely not. Take it completely away from who it is, any semblance of what it used to be, and then groom it to be something whole and complete. I mean, it's like creating a whole nother creature. That's who the Black American is. We are a whole different and complete different species of who we are when we left Mama Africa. Because they stripped us of everything, the names, the food, the culture. We have no idea what tribes we came from in Africa. We don't even really know what part. I keep hearing, and the things that I read and history that I read tells me that it's West Africa was a place where they took a whole bunch of the slaves, but you don't know. We don't know. And to be honest, like I say, we need to get back to that history. We need to get back to learning and discovering who am I in this black skin, with this hair. Who am I? Who am I? Why do I need a permit and make it straight? Why do I feel like my lips are too big? Why do I feel like my nose is why do I feel like I need to look like the people who they say are acceptable and not like myself? It teaches you how to hate yourself and how to hate who you are and how to disconnect from who you are. So women, I'll talk more on this subject, but these are some of the basics. Get your diet together. Get your health together. Get your, even our finances. I mean, I could talk about our finances. We need to be way more responsible with our money. Get our priorities in line. Pay our bills first. Take care of ourselves and our family and communities and everything first. When I say communities, I'm not talking about the Christian church. But if you know that's a place in your life that you're lacking in, get it straight. I mean, read some books on finances or whatever. I mean, really all you really have to do is realize that if I don't pay this bill, this is what's going to happen. You don't need a man to pay your bills and all that. The things that you were doing to go and get a man to pay your bill, you don't need that just so you can have extra money in your pocket. If you would handle what you get and what you have the right way, you won't need that. I mean, I'm going to cut this video off because I don't know how much time I have on YouTube, but let me tell you quickly, making less than $9 an hour, I was a single mom, kept things together. We ate. We didn't go broke. Sometimes I didn't have as much money as I needed to, but we did fine. We ate. We had everything that we needed. I wasn't sleeping with men for money. I wasn't doing any of that. Sometimes I'd have to borrow a little bit from somebody and I'd pay them back or whatever, but I was independent. I did what I needed to do on my own, and you can do it too. So we'll talk again next video. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you comment. I hope you subscribe. And until the next video, we'll see you later.